Hey guys, hope you're all having a good night. Super quick one for you today. Probably one of the most important videos I'm going to put down this thread. I kind of was talking to you guys about like research and understanding why studies happen and doing your due diligence to understand the natures and the principles of why some of these studies happen. Today I'm going to lay down something for you that I've seen enough objective evidence that I believe to be true. And I can only follow that up by saying, do your own research. This one's important, and I dare you to Google it. Now, I, like anybody else, um, I've got a sweet tooth, right? We're genetically born with a sweet tooth. Seek out, energy sources back before when everything was scarce. We couldn't just knock down a Triceratops and drag it back, at McDonald's or have McDonald's, per se. So anyway, we have these genes that are built into us that light up whenever we see certain things, fats being amongst them. But one in particular is actually sugar. And if you look at anything, or you take anything from this challenge, I want you to take this away, because it's crazy how much academic research is out there on this and how few people are informed at how actually dangerous this is. Now, I'm not talking about cigarettes. I'm not talking about heroin. I'm not talking about not locking your door. I'm talking about sugar. I'm talking about granulated sugar and simple sugars. What research has proven is that the association between our consumption of these things, regular sugar, granulated sugar, simple sugar, fructose, corn syrup, all of these sweeteners, is that sugar is actually a breeding ground for bacteria, and it also largely increases the amount of inflammation in our body. Of course, we want a certain amount of inflammation in our body. If inflammation is a good response to be able to go in and heal muscles, to be able to heal wounds when we get injured. We don't want an abundance of inflammation. When we have an abundance of inflammation, the body begins to pull resources from other areas, which we would typically need them. And one of those areas in particular is immunity. So I'm not going to make this super long, but I am going to tell you this. A lot of people, including myself, including yourself, an immense amount of body damage done, and done by one thing only: sugar. And I was going to post some studies here, but I'm not going to bother to do that. I'm just going to take 1 second and type in sugar into Google, sugar, and then type in cancer, disease, sleep apnea, neurological disease, brain aging disease. The one thing that keeps popping up in all the latest research is that before we were told to be scared of saturated fats, we were told to be scared of carbohydrates. Carbs are the enemy, and of course sugar is a simple carbohydrate. But what they're finding is that fat is not necessarily the enemy. We need a certain amount of fat, and carbohydrates are necessarily the enemy. We need a certain amount of carbohydrates. So what they're finding is that your intake of sugar is greatly correlated with the chances of you assuming several both debilitating and life-ending diseases, which includes cancer, heart disease, and a multitude of other things. So if you take one thing out of the whole challenge, please take this. And please, I'm at the point right now where I'm imploring you to do your own research, because I think it's really important that you don't just hear it from me, but you take a look around and just type in, is sugar bad for you in Google, or sugar and heart attacks, or sugar and heart disease, or people are not dying because they're eating fats. They're not dying because they're eating complex carbohydrates. They're dying because of their sugar consumption. There's a gross misunderstanding of sugar and how it affects us. Sugar is the worst thing that you can put in your body. And I'm not saying, but at this stage, it becomes more of a question of like, okay, like you're saying sugar is terrible, and it really is terrible for you guys. I implore you guys to go out and do the research. But of course, I'm in the same position that you guys are, right? I've been raised on sugar. I enjoy sugar. I've got a tooth, um, you know, sugar, and that's genetically bred into us, and it's genetically inherent in us to do scarcity. But um, a lot of guys will ask me, well, how much sugar is safe, right? And I kind of I liken that to how many cigarettes are safe? How many cigarettes can you smoke? You know, it's all kind of relative, right? I mean, life is about living and making decisions. But I guess what I'm trying to get through to you guys is that all sorts of science, all sorts of studies consistently find that sugar is the number one cause of inflammation and of immunity, of disease, of cardiac issues, of just about everything that we've learned to try to avoid and fear in all of modern science. So, um, you know, do I go out and indulge in sugar? I do go out and indulge in sugar sometimes, a cheat day in particular. But what I'm trying to get at is it's really, really important that you understand that sugar, granulated sugar, fructose, even the stuff that comes out of fruits. Now fructose, which is a sugar found in fruit, isn't as dangerous as maybe unprocessed granulated sugar, but it still increases inflammation. It still has calories. It's dampened a little bit by the fiber in some fruits, and the effects are kind of are I guess the effects can be a little bit misconstrued. Sometimes we get some good vitamins, but I've always found the best way to get your vitamins, typically speaking, is out of vegetables, because the bioavailability of vitamins and vegetables far in fruits. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you can learn one thing in this entire challenge, and you can keep one thing in the back of your head, please don't take my word for it. Please go and Google. Please go do some research on this. Sugar is killing us. It's not the carbohydrates, not the complex carbohydrates. It's not the fats. It's the consumption of sugar that is killing us. So please take 5 minutes and just Google, sugar, inflammation, and why is sugar bad for us. And just take a little look yourself, and just come to realize that everybody, of course, I don't expect you to turn around and change your behavior tomorrow, but with ways to eliminate or greatly reduce the amount of sugar in your diet, you're going to be successful not only in fitness, but in your life in general, because you're going to have less predisposition to disease and issues ultimately with your health. So I guess all I'm saying is that there are alternatives to sugar, and a lot of people ask me about artificial sweeteners. And there's a ton of artificial sweeteners out there. There's definitely some research out there that indicates artificial sweeteners may have negative effects on the body, as well as cancer, et cetera, et cetera. There's research out that indicates yes. There's research out that indicates no. My personal opinion, based on everything that I've read, is that there's quite likely some potential that artificial sweeteners can be damaging. Artificial sweeteners can spike your insulin and your blood sugar the same as sugar can, which is why I opt for kind of the healthier option, and why I encourage you guys to get familiar with it. And what I'm talking about is stevia. And there's various forms of stevia. You can get it liquid. You can get stevia in the raw. You can get the stuff that kind of seems like sugar. Stevia has actually a positive effect on your blood sugar in massive doses. People have reported indigestion and problems with their gut. But the truth of the matter is that stevia doesn't quite taste like sugar. But I can promise you this. I can promise you, if you spend the time substituting out stevia in small places like your coffee, in your drink, instead of sugar, in lemonade, you're going to put in stevia, whatever it might be, that it will grow on you and you will come to like the taste. So I guess this is kind of another little mini challenge, and it's a little mini challenge, and it's a mini challenge that will change your perception of absolutely everything. I don't think there are too many things more dangerous on this planet to be putting into your body for your health, for your fitness, for your long-term goals, for your immunity, for free radicals, than sugar. And I want to drive that home. I want you guys to have an understanding of it. Life is all about balance. Alcohol isn't healthy either, but I think a lot of us take the time to go and have a few drinks on a Saturday, and it's really all about risk reward and what you're into. I just really wanted to take 10 minutes here and just drive home the fact that Sugar, the amount of sugar, consumption of sugar in North America is one of the greatest epidemics that we've ever faced. And I want to follow that up by saying, don't take my word for it. And just do a couple of Google searches, and it will greatly, greatly change your mind on sugar. If you can find a way to eliminate sugar, I would advise you to do so. There's lots of sauces out there, sauces. There's a lot of little places that sugar tends to hide, everything from condiments to coffee whitener to whatever it might be. And I really recommend that you get a little bit more conscious about that and you start reading labels and see the amount of sugar that are in your products, and then swapping them out for either products that have artificial sweeteners, maybe not the best option, versus products that have stevia, and just slowly start eliminating sugar from your diet as much as possible and from your life as much as possible. And if you can achieve anything or accomplish anything or believe me about one thing, let it be sugar. So that's all I want to say to you guys tonight. Please go out and do some Google searching. Type in the correlation of sugar with cancer. I'm not just talking out my butt. This isn't just like random pseudo science here. Sugar is killing people. It's killing people on a daily basis. And it's one of the most toxic things that humans consume. So please go out, take a look at that. I want to drive that home with you guys, not to freak you out, but I'm going to build on things on this in the future. So I just want to leave you with this for today. I hope you guys all had an amazing day. I destroyed my workout this morning. Really good. Got a bunch more work done on the Savage programs and a bunch of client stuff. So I'm feeling pretty good, and workout was great, feeling strong, and I'll try to get some videos done tomorrow as well. Some of the instructional videos had a little bit of a mishap with my GoPro, but she's back up and going now. So I'm going to try to pump as many videos of me doing exercises instead of Sammy Joe doing exercises, who's kind of whatever it might be. I know some of those videos are brutal, so I'm going to slowly take the time to build up the database. So at least you guys have more to work with. But anyway, I digress. I hope you guys have an awesome night. It's Thursday. We're coming up to the end of the second week in Savage and Six. What can I say, guys? Just keep her straight on the tracks. Just focus. Remember why you started this, and it's already been almost 2 weeks. Like, that's flown by. You guys have done some amazing things, and by the end of this, we're going to do some amazing things. So just keep focused, keep your mind on task, and remember what you signed up for, and remember why you started this. The why is a really, really big important message. If you don't know why, you're wasting your time. So that's another topic for the movie, which I'll do again at some point. But always know your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you really doing this? It's important to know that. So take the time to examine that, come up with an answer, and we can discuss that soon. I hope you guys have a good night. We'll see you soon. Ciao.